Today's episode of Who Weekly is brought to you by the CW. Katie Keene premieres Thursday, February 6th at 8/7 Central, or stream free the next day on the CW app.
Are you saying that Lucy Hale is back at it again?
Of course, that's exactly what I'm saying. She's always back at it.
You or Jayla?
Real. They want to know.
Hey,
Real.
hey,
Real. Come on.
hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
Pam Anderson split from her husband John Peters 12 days after a secret wedding. She said, "Life is a journey and love is a process. With that universal truth in mind, we have mutually decided to put off the formalization of our marriage certificate and put our faith in the process. Thank you for respecting our privacy." It's so many words for saying like, never mind.
You don't get to like if you're just
Never
gonna,
mind.
if you're gonna do a what's the out of wedding, the oops I was drunk wedding, the
Shotgun wedding?
no the one
Or annulment?
annulment. If you're gonna do like an annulment, or if that's like the concept of what you don't get to like have a release like this.
You don't get to make it like spiritual.
You don't get to
and,
say like we're
romantic.
grateful for your support as we take some time apart. Like you didn't even have time together.
Also, you don't need our support, and I don't really think you had it.
I mean,
I don't think anyone was supporting
I don't
this.
think anyone
Everyone was
had
like,
enough
"What?"
time to even to agree to support. What's funny is this guy was like, I hope she doesn't find out I voted for Trump. And I guess she found out he voted for Trump is like what I think maybe happened.
How could you not? Like, you look at that guy and you're like, that guy voted for Trump.
I feel like they spent
Like-
I feel like they spent longer on their like wedding statements than they did on deciding to actually get married.
Yeah, this is the result of several drafts and at least one editor.
Well, at least the wedding statement was a poem. His was like ridiculous. Hers was a poem.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sad that it wasn't a poem again.
Yeah. It should at least be a haiku at this point. Like, you've really dragged us through this. I feel dragged.
And we're not going to hear about, I mean, maybe we'll hear about this again. She'll tell someone why this happened and we'll, watch this space.
I mean, if it has
Catch you when TMZ
if it has
gets the
something to
exclusive.
do with like Julian Assange or like whatever, I just cannot. I'm not tuning in for this.
It has to do with something he did. She found out that he's much more despicable than she realized or something.
Only took 12 days. How long was Kim Kardashian married famously? Like the first one?
28 days or something.
Yeah. Interesting. And Britney Spears was once married for like 12 hours once.
Guess Kim and Chris marriage length 72 days.
72 days. It's like a magic number. Like fans know. I just forgot.
72 sounds like an eternity compared to 12.
I know. 72 is like a lifetime of marriage.
I'm looking back at that wedding being like, good for Kim and Chris.
Yeah, I'm like,
they gave it a shot.
They really tried. These two didn't
They
even.
gave it a
2
shot.
weeks, like that's not even as long as a vacation should be. 12 days.
Their honeymoon should have been longer. Lindsay, did you watch Super Bowl Liv Tyler?
Super Bowl was she in a commercial?
There's an amazing tree back here, which has just all these amazing kind of wonky branches. It's actually a magnolia tree. And once a year it blossoms in the bedroom. So all the flowers turn white and it's really, really beautiful.
Because it was Liv. Every time they said Super Bowl LIV, I was like, Liv
I
Tyler.
saw a tweet that was like Super Bowl Live, Laugh, Love. Like Live, then next year's Laugh. The year after was Super Bowl Liv Tyler is funny. What's that, 14?
How was it?
Was it 14? Did you not watch it? How was it?
There haven't been just 14 Super Bowls. How many is that? 14?
How many is that? Like 114?
I think it's 54.
Whoa.
And the reason I think that is because I'm pretty sure L
Could've
is
fooled
50
me.
because I did watch Lady Gaga's halftime performance this morning, and she ends by going, Super Bowl 51! And then she catches the ball.
Want your bad romance. Super Bowl 51.
I liked when Lady Gaga said, "You ladies better not lip sync." Like she's like an evil witch who showed up the night before to like warn them not to lip sync. It's kind of great.
We'll get back into Lady Gaga, but her halftime show was incredible.
I mean, it wasn't a
I love
halftime
this-
show. You keep calling it her halftime show. She wasn't at halftime. It wasn't
No,
her halftime show.
I'm saying Lady Gaga's halftime show from 3 years ago was incredible, and I was reminded of that this
you
morning.
rewatched it.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you were
watched it
talking
this
about
morning.
her Super Saturday performance, which was like,
No, I did not watch that.
which was
I
essentially
don't need to
just
watch that.
Enigma without stupid love, in which she threatened the girls not to lip sync.
I better hear no lip syncing tomorrow. This time I'm not leaving without you.
What's stupid love? I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop it.
Okay, I love this headline. My favorite headline post Super Bowl,
From Super Bowl Liv Tyler.
It's really not one of my favorite headlines from Super Bowl Liv Tyler. It's one of them. Shakira's Super Bowl outfit was the same as her Zootopia character's outfit.
It was.
Did you click it and look at it?
Yeah,
It's
it
the
was.
same.
It's the exact same. I
It
said,
was.
wow. I
It
said,
was.
oh my God. She was a singing gazelle, but she did not sing the song from Zootopia.
Exactly. She didn't try everything.
I
as
thought
her Giselle would have told her to.
I thought it was great. Like, it kept me. The funniest thing I said after to someone, I was like, I was so riveted the whole time that I didn't even think about whether J-Lo was singing live vocals, which is huge because that's usually the number one thing that I personally would be like, is she singing live vocals? But I didn't care.
I was thinking about it, but I didn't care.
Oh, you were thinking about it.
You know,
I wasn't
thinking
even-
about
I
it
wasn't even thinking about
because it often just sounded too good.
Well, she sounded really good. Well, Shakira sounded incredible.
Yeah, she sounded really good.
When they cut to Shakira
Shakira
on the
can play
drums.
the drums. She could play the drums.
When they cut to her on the drums, when they revealed her daughter singing, J-Lo's daughter, singing
And her
"Let's
daughter
Get
sang,
Loud"
what was
in
it? God Bless America.
slow-
Let's Get Loud. It was good.
It was good.
It was a great medley. I was looking through the past Super Bowl shows, and I had forgotten what the past two were, and it was like Maroon
Forgotten.
5 was one of them, Justin Timberlake was one of them, and I was like, no wonder I forgot them. Like, sure,
No, they were
J-Lo,
right.
I think that the J-Lo, I don't know, I think there
They
were
weren't
ways that show
exciting.
could have been more interesting, but it was still just exciting because it was the two of them. I'm not going to forget that Shakira and J-Lo did this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's, I think, my ultimate compliment to this. This is a memorable little moment. Nothing was groundbreaking. Shakira going, blah, 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 maybe, I guess.
But I think the pole moment was groundbreaking. I mean, no one's ever danced on a pole for Super Bowl before. That is groundbreaking. That's the same
Yeah,
as
you're right. I
Gaga
guess that's
coming in from the
groundbreaking.
ceiling. And I don't know. I feel like they had enough surprises. There were like, Bad Bunny and J Balvin showed up. Like, there were moments.
Balvin.
Shakira sang so much of it in Spanish, which was amazing. There was so much Spanish from like that rules. No Pitbull. Shocking. No Pitbull.
I wonder where he was.
And I don't know. I don't even know if he was there. You can't have a Miami
And there wasn't
event with
even,
no Pitbull.
and it was Miami and there was no Pitbull.
Let's not beat around the bush.
All right.
Are you in the halftime show?
Am I in the halftime show? I'm involved with a lot of things that have to do with the Super Bowl. I'll just leave it at that.
Are you in the halftime show?
I plead the fifth under the right that this question might incriminate me.
I understand that.
I guess my point is that what I have learned about myself is that I just always wanted to be a diva, a woman. Like, a halftime performer should be like a woman diva, and it should be a career retrospective. And I don't really want it any other way, and I'm going to be disappointed. I still think this is like, we're talking about thems here. I don't even know why we really should not be talking about this, but I still think, and this is what I wrote about in the newsletter, which is departed now, but the RIP newsletter was basically like J-Lo should have had the whole thing, which I thought Shakira was amazing. And now I look back and I'm like, okay, that was great. I get it, da-da-da. But I still kind of, in my mind, am like, why didn't J-Lo just get like the full show? She has enough,
It felt vaguely, it would feel more disrespectful if Shakira weren't also deserving of it, Like, who can I guess who can really complain about Shakira getting a moment?
No,
but
Shakira's-
J-Lo deserved the whole thing.
Shakira's definitely is worthy of it now, looking back at what they did. But in the lead up, and still something I'm like, well, it's not like J-Lo couldn't have carried that
It's
whole
weird
show.
that they didn't just offer it to her.
Right. If
Yeah.
Katy Perry gets the whole show, if Gaga gets the whole show, if, Justin Timberlake gets the whole show, like,
Speaking of live vocals, Katy Perry can't do that.
right. Like, the live vocals are irrelevant to this show. This is the most
Yeah.
J-Lo show there is, which is live vocals are irrelevant. She just did Vegas for however long. That's a perfect, type of show that could translate into Super Bowl, which I think some of her Super Bowl was like from her show, or like had been adapted from her show, the Waiting for Tonight part. I just think that it was kind of weird to have them both.
Why isn't Jennifer Lopez good enough on her own?
Yeah,
Sort of.
yeah. Well, whatever. It's
Sort of.
irrelevant because it was good. I mean, it's irrelevant because it was
It's irrelevant because it was good.
good. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Did you see Sierra's maternity wear? I was like, you're a genius.
No,
You're a
what did
genius.
she wear?
Click it.
Like a
She's
football?
A genius. She wore a football jersey and that's it.
That's
And
it.
it said, I believe it said Russell Wilson on it. Yeah.
Did she wear like
It was a Seahawks
Did she wear like a
jersey.
football on her belly, like painted on her belly? Am I supposed to click on
No,
this?
I'm just saying she just wore like a fashion football jersey.
Well, that's
what a
you're
perfect
supposed to
maternity
wear.
outfit.
Yeah. We've talked
Anyway,
about
good for her.
Sierra too much recently, I think. That's how boring
well,
she
she's
is
on
to
the
me.
brain. She's on the brain. Which of these celebrities did not attend the Casamigos Super Bowl party? Okay.
Okay.
Saweetie, Joey Fatone, Lil Jon, DJ Marshmello, Elon Musk, Taboo, DaBaby, Cedric the Entertainer, Paul McCartney, or Jonathan Cheban?
Jonathan Cheban.
They were all there. That was a trick question.
Fuck you. Wait, Paul McCartney and DaBaby like hung out? Jonathan Cheban.
They didn't hang out, but all of
Jonathan
those
Cheban and
people were
Saweetie
at
hung
the
out.
Casamigos. That slideshow's wild. It's like, oh, there's DaBaby. Oh, there's Saweetie. Oh, there's Paul McCartney and Cedric the Entertainer.
Super Bowl weekend for celebrities is kind of hooey. It's like it is people like weirdos show up.
And celebrities love Miami. Miami's a great place to party. So
Right. And so they show up to like go to all these like spawn
it's a
parties.
great place to party.
At the
I love to party.
At the MCMX rolling pre-Super Bowl event, or at the where's the other one that was really funny? Rachel, Lindsay, and LaLa Anthony indulge in fast food treats at Bootsy on the Water party with McDonald's and Post Malone.
Bootsy on the Water.
With McDonald's and Post Malone. Like, that's just like...
Two brands of equal weight.
With McDonald's and Post Malone. So then you have photos of like, you know, Rachel Lindsay from The Bachelor and LaLa Anthony like eating, quote unquote, McDonald's, you know, like posing with French fry in mouth or near mouth.
I will tell you something. Rachel Lindsay and the photo of Rachel Lindsay and the photo of LaLa holding the McDonald's the iconic red carton with the stripes and the French fries in it.
Yes.
That's fine. That the McDonald's fries, a great prop.
Yeah.
Whatever LaLa Anthony is holding in the second photo is not a good prop.
I think it's a chicken
because
sandwich.
It's that chicken sandwich. Because she has the wax paper wrapper just like crumpled underneath.
You're right.
It looks
That's
gross.
actually proof that she might eat it because it is like a real sandwich versus like a prop. Because it looks terrible.
The fries are like chic. Yeah, right. The fries are like a sleek little thing. And they were like, LaLa, have this. And then she like unwrapped it and it's like...
Somebody from McDonald's HQ is like, I can't believe that's in a... Like, I'm so angry. Someone's getting fired over that. That like terrible sandwich being held with crumpled trash around it.
No one's getting fired at McDonald's.
The once upon a time... People get fired at McDonald's all the time, okay? The one of a kind pop-up experience, which was put on by the H-Wood Group in the No Experiences and the Network Advisory, featured luxury offerings. Remind you, this is a McDonald's party. Unique brand activations and immersive guest experiences, which I assume is just eating McDonald's food, alongside top-flight hospitality.
Like, I feel like I'm in a McDonald's. What an immersive experience!
Right. They also got to indulge in liquid IV hydration at the eye-catching photo installation and ball pit. Wait. You had to get an IV in a ball pit? Or you were like, you ball pitted before the IV? Boom Cups featured cups and drink recipes, Defiance-fueled drinks, as well as Rowdy Energy and Zen products. So we're eating McDonald's, we're drinking Defiance-fueled drinks, we're going in a ball pit, and we're getting IV hydration.
We're getting IV hydration.
Disgust. You know, honestly, though, my dream is like eating a McDonald's while getting an IV hydration.
It's
sounds good.
It's gross. I mean, it reminds me of that whatever it was. Was it for the Super Bowl? The Trump photo where he's like posing with all the fast food and everyone's making fun of him.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, of course I know that.
So but the thing about this is that like I love the idea of just having as many nuggets as I want and as many fries as I want. But the thing about McDonald's is that it needs to be hot. Like there's no way this stuff was not room temperature, which is really disgusting. Everyone's posing with these fries that are no longer good.
Maybe they had them under like a fancy heat lamp. You never know. They thought of these things.
They're being carried around by, you know, those like cigarettes, like cigars.
McDonald's fries.
Little trays.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think they maybe thought of this. Maybe they were too busy thinking about IV hydration. I mean, other things that happened. Emily Ratajkowski flaunted her taut tummy in a crop top and miniskirt as she joined Michael Rubin's Fanatic Super Bowl party. Olivia Coppel flaunted her rock-hard abs and under boob in a pink crop top and matching miniskirt for a day at the beach in Miami. So just like the stars were quote-unquote out.
And the new stars are the Super Bowl wives and girlfriends.
This is funny. Like when I was looking for content the night of the Super Bowl, or like the day of the Super Bowl earlier in the day, just Jared really freaking had a run of people I'd never heard of until I realized that what they were doing was just being like, who is this football player who's playing the Super Bowl's wife or girlfriend? So we had, who is Sammy Watkins' wife? Meet Tala Watkins. Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend. Meet Brittany Matthews, his high school sweetheart. Who is George Kittle's wife? Meet Claire Kittle.
Meet her. And there's nothing really to know about these women either.
No. I mean, they're
not
wives and girlfriends.
really, they're wives and girlfriends. Like, it's not like they are people who are actively trying to become more famous. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like there's like, oh, and they're launching this thing and they're doing this thing. Like, such, which is usually the case with a lot of these meet this person things.
Well, it's not like
meet this person content.
It's not like they're not inherently interesting. Like, I'm sure these women are interesting, but the setup for them is that because their spouse or, you know, partner wins the Super Bowl, then they're relevant to be who are they? But like, it's not like the Super Bowl involves your spouse or partner at all in any way, you know? Like, it's not like
Brittany Matthews is getting most of the headlines because she's the MVP's girlfriend and they're high school sweethearts. It's like they went to high school in Texas together.
Right. It's like,
that's kind of it. She started a fitness site.
Right.
But the fitness site is down because I guess it has never had this much activity before, so I can't even find out about her fitness site.
She got overloaded with Super Bowl traffic.
BrittanyLynnFitness.com. She was everywhere on, like, she was on Us and People and Just Jared. She was on everywhere. Oh, yeah. Because she did a lot of Instagramming, like, kind of behind the scenes.
Oh. Okay.
And he won MVP. Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomie?
Yeah. No, it's Mahomes. It's Mahomes. I looked this up. I wasn't sure. I was like, is that Mahomes?
Well, they also
No,
said
it's
it like
Mahomes.
literally 1,000 times yesterday, and we did not pick up on
I
any
only
of
watched
them.
the halftime show.
Yeah, I
only
kept
watched the
on
halftime show, and I watched the ads. I saw one ad accidentally because I was watching a promo for the final episode of Homeland season 7, which I'm just now catching up on. And during the Super Bowl, I was like, gotta watch the promo for Homeland season 7 episode 12. And they showed the Groundhog Day ad before then.
Yeah,
so
I've
they were
seen
like
that.
on it. YouTube was on it.
I mean, they've been passing that around all day. The thing about the ads now is that they release them the week before, like for a lot of them. So they're not really surprises anymore because
Nothing
they want them
surprising,
to go viral like at the same time as the Super Bowl, but also be on the Super Bowl.
Look at these two troublemakers.
Hey, Johnny, how are you?
Wicked car, is that new?
Yeah, it's a Sonata. Let me pack it.
Oh, you're not fitting your car in there.
Chris, stop being a smarty pants, all right? Look who's got Smart Pack.
Lady Gaga has a new boyfriend, and he has been revealed as investor Michael Polansky.
She would.
She would what? Wait, explain. She would what?
She would have a boyfriend named Michael Polansky who's like some kind of investor who's like curing cancer. I don't know. She would.
He's not curing cancer. He's working for Sean Parker, his BFF, made famous by Justin Timberlake.
I agree with that it's cynical, like Sean Parker, like not great, but this guy seems like he's doing good and is smart. From a non-cynical point of view, like maybe he's taking Sean Parker's like dirty bad money, but maybe he's like using it to like cure cancer, okay?
He's like the co-founder of this place called the Institute for Cancer Immunotherapy, but it's like the Parker Institute for Cancer Immunotherapy. And he's been working for Sean Parker for a long time. They like were co-investors in all these weird startups that I had never heard of. One of them was called Airtime, which still exists, which is basically FaceTime, but not. I love this quote from an anonymous source. Michael is a really smart guy, aka Smart Love. A very serious guy who has always been low-key. People are saying Gaga would have met him through events Sean Parker has hosted at his house, including the launch and other events on the foundation. Sean also had a big party for his birthday in LA in December, and both Gaga and Michael were there. So we don't know how they met, but it's sort of through Sean Parker probably, and they were seen making out on a balcony, and she showed her thong, and Daily Mail said Lady Gaga puts on cheeky display in black thong with mystery man Michael in Miami.
This says in 2016, Fortune reported that Sean Parker gave $250 million through his foundation to launch Parker Institute for Cancer Immunotherapy, a collaboration between some of the nation's top cancer research institutes that aims to accelerate the development of breakthrough immune therapies. And then if you search it, it's like he's working with Dana-Farber, he's working with like UCSF, like he's working with actual real hospitals that are doing cancer research. So like, yeah, I know that I don't
it just sucks
know
that,
about
like,
this,
the moment,
but
like,
yeah.
The same people who are awful, like Peter Thiel, are also involved in all this crap too. So it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, but this feels a little bit less like Peter Thiel trying to like turn himself into a vampire and more like a rich person doing very basic but somewhat good charity. Like, you know, Gaga's charity is like her number one thing too. So I get how these two were like probably like, yay, charity.
Joanne Trattoria is not a charity.
I mean, wait, is it not a charity? Like, is it not a charity? I've been there. Have you been there? It looks like.
I mean, I went there to get Lala that shirt that one time.
Eating there is charity.
When I was at Joanne Trattoria, I walked in and I was like, "Hi, I need to buy. Do you have any of the Joanne Pride shirts left?" And she was like, "We only have larges, and there's only 5 of them left." And I was like, "Well, I only need one, but
well, good for you."
Okay. And I was like, "I'll take the one." Great. And she was like, "Okay." So I paid for it, and there were these like women, and this is fully what is this? A Sunday afternoon, maybe a shade afternoon, like 12:30 or 1. And there are these women at the bar, and they're all drinking like pink drinks, and it's like 12:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And they're all drinking pink drinks, and they heard me say one Joanne Pride shirt, and she was like, "Yeah, I think there's 5 left." So she comes back with mine, and then one of the women goes, "Can I have one of those too?" Because she saw mine. And then the other 2 were like, "Actually, bring 3 of them."
Oh my God.
It was amazing.
You sold more shirts for
I sold more shirts.
the Joanne Trattoria.
Yeah.
No, I was talking
Trattoria.
about the Born This Way Foundation.
Yeah, I know what you were talking about. Gaga is great. She gives back. Do we want to talk about Ariana Grande's new boyfriend?
No.
The funniest thing about him is he is boring, but this is the actual good part.
Oh, I know you would. I knew you were going to pull this out. Yeah, that Frankie accidentally
I don't think we said
released
this part.
Yeah, Frankie was
So
like,
they're
"Yay,"
dating.
and then was like, "Never mind."
It's vaguely official. Like, she hasn't said anything, but they were holding hands at Disneyland, and what else could that mean? And there are photos of this.
She's always
Frankie
at
Grande,
Disneyland.
Ariana Grande's. Ugh, I don't want to talk about it.
Why is she always at Disneyland?
I don't want to talk about
Okay.
it. So Frankie, here's the headline.
Stressful.
Frankie Grande talks double dates with sister Ariana and really sweet collaborator Mikey Foster. Mikey, I think. So in September of last year, Frankie Grande went around and was saying that it was on a podcast or something, on the Us Weekly podcast, that he had just gone on a double date with his boyfriend and Ariana and her boyfriend. And it was like, "We love double dates, blah, 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 blah." He goes off about how it's a double date. Then a day later, Ariana's people make him rescind all of that.
Insane.
And he said, this is his explanation he had to give Us Weekly. Imagine being punished by your sister, one of the most famous people in the world, Ariana Grande, and having to get on your knees and go to Us Weekly and say, "Ariana and Mickey Foster are not in a relationship. She is single."
Mikey.
And my comments, Mikey Foster are not in a relationship. She is single. And my comments about our recent hang as friends were not meant to be taken literally. Hale and I were on a date, which is why I referred to it as a double date when we had plans with them, without realizing what the term insinuated about their relationship outside of my own. It was literally 4 people meeting up as friends, and I would never comment on something so personal about her life anyway.
Yes, you
Let's go back to
would.
the original statement. Exactly. That's what you do. That is your
You
entire
literally
life.
do that as a career.
He called it a double date the other night. It's a lot of fun.
What's so funny is that, like, at first it was like, you said, "Oh, you know," and he had to go to Us Weekly and give a statement. I was like, he never did. He didn't go. They just sent one on his behalf. But then you read it, and I was like, oh no, he wrote this. Like, this is like written by a person with a
Ariana
tail
was like,
between their legs.
"Fuck you, Frankie."
She's like, "I'm trying to keep this relationship with Mikey Foster from Social House a secret."
Social House.
What is that?
Okay.
They did a song with her. She did a song with them. I know that, and that's the only thing I know.
She did a song with them, but then he co-wrote a lot of her songs. So they have been collaborating and also probably dating since last fall.
Okay, great.
It's so boring. Why even keep it a
Fine.
secret? Whatever.
Whatever.
And I guess
Call me
after
when she
Pete,
starts-
You just want to keep all of your
Like,
shit.
call me when she starts dating like a chain smoker. Like, I'm not concerned about this person. Fine. You know?
We're not concerned about this person.
Call me when she starts
Or
dating
we're
Zach Braff, you know?
We're concerned about Jessica Simpson. Her memoir's out. Everyone's talking about
Jessica
it.
Simpson, we kind of declared like a them to who situation. We did.
Yeah,
Kind of.
kind of.
This book doesn't help. Because I don't, like, this book came out and...
The hooiest thing about this book is that Nick Lachey has not read it, and he will not read it.
Right. He's like, they didn't even send me a copy, which is kind of poor form. Maybe he's not telling the truth, but I think he is. He was like, he said, "Well, no, I have not read a single word," he told Us Weekly on Saturday night at Michael Rubin's Fanatic Super Bowl bash at Lowe's Miami Beach Hotel. Okay, we don't need that information. He then referred to his wife, Vanessa Lachey. "Both of us have not read the book, and no, she did not reach out before it was published." I feel like she should have reached out before it was published. What's the harm?
Of course she should have.
Yeah.
That's
right?
what you should do. That's etiquette.
I have not read the book, and I honestly don't plan to, based off like how boring it seems. And I don't really have a vested interest in Jessica Simpson, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the celebrity memoirs that matter are celebrities who are older, so they have a long life that you don't necessarily know about. So it's like you want to read about someone whose background you don't really know about.
Yeah.
And it's long.
Yeah.
Great.
And most
Or
of their friends
it's
are
like-
dead, so they can like talk shit about them without getting in trouble.
Exactly. Or you have someone who went through like a very specific, like, if not traumatic, like character defining moment that you want more context about that you never got. But then it's like Jessica is one, too young. Two, she's been famous forever. We already pretty much know everything about her. The only stuff in here that's really getting people talking is the stuff about her addiction. And it's like, that's such a bleak reason to pick up a book. Like, I know everything about this woman, essentially. Like, I don't need to just read about her tragedy. That's sad.
I was thinking about this because they just put out another Justin Bieber docu-series to basically promote his album. Like the Taylor Swift documentary that came out on Netflix, the Justin Bieber docu-series on YouTube. I'm just thinking about how these, because of the interest that we have and the popularity of these like nonfiction series for celebrities to like that celebrities are like get a ton of money to put out, these memoirs they're like maybe going to write in the future or never going to write become so less valuable because they're just repeating the same stories. Like Justin Bieber has said so much, maybe all there is, he's basically said it all about like what he's gone through, and he's not a writer, so I don't even want to read anything he's written anyways, or even anyone's ghost written like with him or about him, because I already know all of these things. Like you run out of trauma to you know write about, you know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because it's like, because of the popularity of kind of docuseries and documentaries right now, because of Netflix, whatever, I think a lot of these memoirs are like cannot be written this early, basically, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe Jessica Simpson's memoir should have been a docuseries at this point, because this is not interesting.
No.
You know?
I was just thinking about recent memoirs that I've read, and I have not read, I don't really read a lot of celebrity memoirs, but it's like, I want to read the Demi Moore one still. And it's like, what is one of the reasons I want to read that? It's because she had a good ghostwriter. Remember? It was like Ariel Levy.
Right. She was
that. Like,
right.
if it's actually like a well-written
She was
thing,
old
it's
enough. She had
interesting.
things to say.
She had stuff to say. And like Gabrielle Union's memoir was really good. But it was like, because we don't know. It's fun to read about
We didn't
someone
know
we don't
about
really know
her.
all that much about. Like Gabrielle Union is like kind of a private person. Jessica Simpson has been everywhere forever. You know, like, it's very strange to me that everyone is talking about this. And yes, it's tragic, and maybe that explains all of it.
But I'm not sure
But
anyone's reading it. I think people are talking about it like,
No.
you know, it got a lot of good coverage. It's obviously she got a People cover, she got New York Times profile, but I don't think anyone's actually talking about it.
Yeah. So what started this? So it's strange to me, like, okay, so Jessica Simpson, if we know one thing about Jessica Simpson, is that she doesn't need the money. Jessica Simpson is so fucking rich. Jessica Simpson is fine. That wouldn't be like a reason to do this, or like a really big deciding factor. And so it's like, maybe she wants to, you know, reveal some sort of sad truths about herself as a way of like rehabilitating her image, because she has been sort of a joke lately, especially since the Ellen thing, which she writes about in the book, apparently.
She was drunk. She
was drunk 3 years ago in Ellen.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, why, if that's all it was, if you were just trying to sort of do some minor rehabilitation to your image or provide people some context, why wouldn't you just try to seek out a cover story or a profile or like a New York Times Magazine thing? So maybe it's sort of, is it unfair of me to assume that maybe that's something that they tried and no one was interested?
Really?
And so they were like,
Wow.
we're just going to do it ourselves. I'm just saying, I think it's weird that this even happened. It's a weird memoir.
It's a weird memoir.
I don't know who was clamoring
and
for
what
this.
was like revealed in it was dark, because she reveals like childhood abuse. She talks about like addiction, you know. She talks about the public perception of her, which was that she was she was stupid, and her past relationship that was like idealized or whatever. That there is stuff there, you know. I just feel like,
is it maybe she's using this as the foundation for some other thing she's going to be
Maybe.
doing in the future,
Maybe.
maybe, where it's like, okay, now I have this book, now I'm going to start this sort of, I don't know, this foundation, where I help women or
still,
victims of abuse or something.
Is she still singing? Like, that was my other thing. It's like, did she
No,
release
no,
a song to go with this? Like, no, right? She didn't. So it's not like she's saying,
maybe she's,
I want to sing, like, I want my singing career back. Here's this thing to promote my music. That's not what's happening at all. And
maybe it is stage one of like a new 5-year plan or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're right. Like, I wonder who came to her and was like, it's time to write the memoir, you know? Or maybe whenever you get sober, though, that's like kind of what you think to do. Maybe that's just part of her experience getting sober. Because it came like right after she, got sober.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe I'm probably just thinking too much about it and not even thinking all that hard about it. I just find it very strange that this memoir is coming out, especially because I think our most recent precedent with memoirs is Demi Moore's, and it made so much sense. Like, that memoir made so much sense and was exciting.
But that was the first memoir that made sense in so long, too. I mean, that was a rarity. Like, in a sea of, like, memoirs where you're like, who cares? 5 things to know from, like, who cares? That was the one that you actually wanted to read that felt like it was thought through and had some real, like, bombshell revelations that
5 things to know from who cares.
Like, whatever the summary is of the book or something. Jessica Simpson, maybe. Who? I don't know.
You were living their lives for your own TV. Say they're better than you and you agree. She says, hold my calls from behind those cold brick walls. Says, come here, boy, there's nothing for free. Another burger, another hot dogs and fries. I wish you knew well, hope your health don't go to hell. Well, another doctor's bill, a lawyer's bill, another cute cheap thrill. You know you never mind if you put them in your will. But who will save your soul when it comes to the baby now?
Talk of the town. He may not like blenders, but he's not averse to mixing up his love life. Gavin Rossdale spotted with mystery blonde after splitting with Russian Playboy model girlfriend over 1,000-pound blender, as in the price, not the weight.
You know what's funny?
What is this? Because I didn't click it, and I don't know what to say about this.
To me, is less sad than what Gwen Stefani's up to. Whenever I see Gavin Rossdale, I'm like, what's Gwen? Whoa, his life went a different direction. But I always think compared to Gwen Stefani, obviously, because I am petty. But, like, what she's doing is so much bleaker than him splitting up with his girlfriend over a blender. No, that's literally what it is.
I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna even breathe. I don't wanna dream about you. I wanna wake up with you next to me. I don't wanna go down any other road.
Gavin Rossdale is not dating Blake Shelton. Anything
That's
is
what I'm
less bleak
saying.
than that.
So if you click on that link, it's just, Talk of the Town. They just do like little blips of gossip. It's not like a fully reported article. This one just reads, the Bush singer has been dating Natalie for 8 months, but when she demanded a 1,000-pound money, not pounds, weight, Thermomix blender recently, it sparked an argument that led to the end of their romance. Quote, she is very demanding, said a friend of Natalie, 26. Natalie does not have a last name, I guess. She has always been asking for things. We joke that the straw that broke the camel's back was a blender. We joke that the straw that broke the camel's back was a blender, which might break a camel's back if it's so heavy.
Well, it's that blender that does everything.
Like
Have
a
you seen this blender?
Vitamix, essentially?
It's not.
Thermomix?
It makes soup. To look it up.
Oh, it makes soup, too.
It has this really big base, and it blends things. It also makes ice cream. It does all of these things. It looks almost like you combined an Instant Pot with the Thermomix, even though it's not a pressure cooker. It's just like a very weird looking contraption.
This would break a camel's back. It's huge. It's really heavy. It's really heavy and it's huge.
Of course it can weigh, chop, grind, grate, steam, whisk, mix and boil. But for the first time ever, new cooking modes add more ought to your cuisine, giving you more wows and yummy mummies. More tenderness made effortless.
And Gavin Rossdale didn't buy it for his Russian model girlfriend, and she broke up with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Sometimes you got to have a line.
What else is there to know about this woman, Natalie? Nothing? We just know she's Natalie. Can you put that in the title of the episode? And Natalie.
I don't even have her last name. I couldn't Google her. Russian Playboy model girlfriend Natalie. She's not even in the headline. And what's weird is that the quote that says like she broke up with him because the blender is from her friend.
Is her friend named Jessica? Like, who's the friend?
I don't know. I don't know, but
one of these days you should look up the Thermomix. It's very cool. It's one of those things that like.
No, I just looked it up now. It's crazy.
It's one of the first.
It's far.
It's a device. It's a device that reminds me of the heyday of Ronco staying at home and watching infomercials because you watch it and you're like, I need this thing for no reason. Like when you watch the demonstrations, you're like, I gotta have this
I
thing.
can't live without this. My life is over.
It's like, Mom, Dad, can we please get a Ronco electric food dehydrator because I need to make my own jerky and
Did
fruit
Ronco
roll-ups. And they're like,
also
what?
sell rotisserie chicken in your house? Okay.
Yeah. Set it and forget it.
Put the window up, I'll set it, and that's it.
Set it and forget
I
it.
just love the idea.
Well, he had the one. Well, it was the actual spinning rotisserie thingy, and then he had set it and forget it, which was
maybe this woman dated Gavin Rossdale for 8 months to try and get this Vitamix or Thermomix, and she finally built up the like courage to be like, "Babe, what I really want is this Thermomix blender," and sent him a link, and then he was like, "No," and she was like, "Well, moving on." You know?
Who will buy me a Thermomix?
I feel bad now. Natalie, reach out.
I don't feel bad.
Maybe Who Weekly will get you a Thermomix. I feel bad about this.
You do actually.
All
feel
she
bad
wants
about
is a fucking blender. She had to date Gavin Rossdale for 8 months. No blender.
Her name is Natalie Golba.
Well, did you see if she has the blender? Did she get it?
I'm actually on her Instagram trying to see if the blender's anywhere because that would be so funny.
I just searched.
Oh my God, she has a KitchenAid. Poor thing, she doesn't have a Thermomix. She
has
only has a KitchenAid.
God, that's basic.
She posed with a KitchenAid blender in some spawn. She only has a KitchenAid. Poor thing. Will someone please get this Russian model Natalie a blender, a Thermomix blender? She needs it.
I know.
Natalie was born in Russia to parents who were both surgeons. Her grandmother was a pianist, and as a child, she took piano lessons. In general, she was quite drawn to oh my God, this is so boring. As Natalie had an aptitude for mathematics, her parents really wanted her to go in that direction, so she ended up with a degree in economics. But her soul, however, was always asking for something else. A Thermomix? What?
Good morning. I cannot wait to have my first coffee. So here's what I use for my coffee. My favorite coffee brand, Brain Octane Oil, ghee butter, coffee maker, and a blender.
Her true passion nowadays is cooking, and this is what she intends to focus on.
She
in the
needs
future.
a Thermomix
These
to
days,
focus
she works
on
as a
cooking.
She needs a Thermomix to cook.
She needs to focus on her cooking. Gavin's rude.
She's got to
The end of this Daily Mail article is, Gavin, 53, seems unperturbed, as my picture of him far right taken in LA last week shows. He appears to have made a new friend, a mystery blonde. He may not like blenders, but he's not adverse to mixing up his love life. Get it? Mixing up his...
We have to keep tabs on this woman because I need to see
Just
a photo
follow
of
her
her
on
with the Thermomix in the
Instagram
future.
so I can keep seeing her.
She's
She's trying to be a cook. She needs this fucking blender.
Hello, my dear friends. We're making pumpkin soup with a little bit of cashew cream. For those who just became vegan, it will remind a little bit of sour cream. Let's go.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Can't imagine it any other way. Whoweekly.us is a Squarespace. It will always be a Squarespace. We love our Squarespace.
Even if they said no more advertising on this podcast, we would still have it be a Squarespace because honestly, it's just the easiest, sanest way to have a website on the internet at this point.
Yeah. I really can't think of another option.
No, I wouldn't even know how to do another option at this point. It's like it is a perfect way. I know they have all the features I need. If there's a new feature that I need somehow in the future, I know that they're going to have it. Mm-hmm. Let's say there's something we need to do on this website that I can't even think of right now. I know that in the future
technology advances,
that they will have our back.
I trust that Squarespace will keep up.
Well, because right now it's like, we have our tour dates that we're able to change on a whim,
very
which
easily.
we need to. But Squarespace does plenty of other things. They've got, you could do a course, you could host a course, you could do analytics, you could do email campaigns, you can take payments, you can sell stuff. I mean, it's like
sell stuff.
We could do whatever we wanted on Squarespace, and I am actually comforted knowing that I could do that in the future.
Yeah.
So head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/who and save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. That's 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
I slept in a terrible bed at one of our dates this story. I won't reveal where it was because I don't want to be super rude, but the bed was absolutely horrendous. big dip in the middle. I was
Yeah.
always like rolling into the center. It was so bad. My back hurt so bad when I woke up. And guess what? When I got home, my favorite part of being home was getting in bed.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were like back into
finally,
my mattress.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's a real bed that was chosen for me based on a quiz, the Helix quiz.
Right. And sometimes when people use my mattress, they're like, that's a little soft. And I'm like, yeah, it's made for me, not for you.
For you.
Which actually even drives home the fact that it's so made for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I kind of relish in the I mean, I don't want my friends to be uncomfortable, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of am like celebrating the fact that it's like for my body, not for yours.
Mm-hmm. I just sleep so much better on my own mattress than literally any other mattress. And that's because Helix mattresses rock. I wake up, my back doesn't hurt. I wake up, I don't have night sweats. I wake up and I'm thrilled. I wake up and I say, I love you, Helix.
That's
so
incredible.
If you want to experience the joy that I experience every
the
time I
joy,
get in bed,
the
and every time I get out of bed, you should go to helixsleep.com/who because you will get 25% off site-wide plus 2 free dream pillows with any mattress purchase. Plus, get a free bedding bundle, which includes 2 dream pillows, a sheet set, and a mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order at helixsleep.com/who. That's helixsleep.com/who. Zac Efron is dating Halston Stage after ending relationship with Sarah Bro.
I hate when I see a name.
Did you know he was dating either of
Well, I
those
hate
people?
when I see a name that like I've said before out loud on this podcast, but have no clue who it is. Like it just flew out of my mouth and into the sky. Well, like last night when Page 6 wrote Demi Lovato is partying with like Dave O, like party planner Dave O, and I was like, fuck, I know who that is. We talked about him, that Dave O Philly guy who's like definitely a celebrity fixer, like whatever he does. He's basically like I
don't want to think about
Michael.
I don't need to think about Demi
Okay,
Lovato.
but my point is that I saw this name. I saw Halston Sage, and I was like, fuck, I've said this name before, but I don't know. It's a model, but I don't know who. I don't know what I've said about her in the past. Who is she? Who is this woman?
Halston Stage.
Halston Sage. You got to keep your mouth open.
Halston Sage.
You can't.
Halston
when you
Sage.
when you say it, you can't close your mouth. Halston Sage.
No, she's an actress. She's not.
She's not a model, but she's
No.
pretty.
She's in the show.
She's a good model.
She's in the show Orville, and she was also in Neighbors. the movie that he was
Orville,
in.
the Seth that show, Seth MacLaren. What's his name?
Orville, yes, that show.
Seth MacFarlane.
Because she's done with Sarah Bro. Do you remember what Sarah Bro did?
Yeah, Sarah Bro's a perfect match for Zac Efron because she's a fucking Olympian.
But do you remember what event?
Ski.
No, she swims.
Swim.
Different water. Different form of water.
Can you deal? Zac Efron waking up every morning next to an Olympian swimmer and being like, bro, that's perfect for him. That's a perfect match.
It is.
He loves sports.
I like Halston Sage, though. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say this.
Halston Sage.
Hey, everyone. You are back at Clever TV. I'm Dana Ward with Jocelyn Davis.
Hey, guys.
And today in the studio, we have, for the first time, Halston Sage. Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you. I know. I've never actually been in here.
Please welcome Halston Sage. Let's hear it. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Is that how you're actually saying that naturally? You sound like
Halston Sage.
Okay, there you
Halston
go. You're
Sage.
like you were playing it up. You sounded like
I was playing it up. It's just really funny. So I want to read her early life from Wikipedia. Sage was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Big surprise. She has a younger brother and a younger sister. Not interesting. Sage is Jewish. Cool.
Oh,
she rode horses
Sage, a Jewish
competitively.
name.
Lindsay. Pulls up seat. Zach, here's why you should date Halston Sage. She rode horses competitively and was the editor of her high school's newspaper. That's it. That's her early life.
That's it.
The girl who grew up in LA, rode horses, and was the editor of her high school's newspaper. Zac Efron. I take it back. I don't think they should be together. This girl, find someone else.
Apparently, according to Access Hollywood, he has rekindled his romance, meaning they dated before.
They dated before because of Neighbors.
And she also dated Charlie Puth at one point, according to some unreliable source.
Maybe the song LA Girls is about Halston Sage.
There was Nick in the call, Tiffany and Heather, but there's only room for you in my world. But you say that I changed like the East Coast weather. How the hell did I get caught up messing with these LA girls? I miss my baby. I miss my LA girls.
Halston Sage.
Halston Sage. I thought I was clicking on a profile of her, but it was just a slideshow of like her red carpet looks. But it made it look like it was. I was looking for like some information, but it just gave me, gave me a slideshow.
It just gave you
which
that.
is actually saying a lot. That's like very telling,
So here's the thing. So it says we always fuck up like and not look up who someone has dated in the past. Because usually you will find something interesting and sometimes we forget to do this. I just found out something really upsetting about who she dated.
Who did she date?
This Ranker story says that she dated Seth MacFarlane.
No.
Because he created the Orville.
No. Come on.
That's what Ranker says.
No.
That's what Ranker says.
No.
It says the Orville co-stars Halston Sage as Seth MacFarlane started dating in September 2017. They have a 20-year age difference. They broke up in 2018.
Stop. Wait.
That's what it says.
And you can't. And what sucks is you can't even search that because like they're gonna come up together because he created the show that she acted on.
They went on a lot of little one-on-one dates together, Lindsay. Halston Sage and Seth MacFarlane.
No, don't say that's really Seth MacFarlane.
According
and
to Daily
Orville
Mail,
co-star spotted having dinner. Maybe he was just giving her no.
They went to a celebrity hotspot, Sushi Park in West Hollywood. They wanted to be seen.
Oh no! I thought Seth MacFarlane was married.
He hasn't been in a relationship since breaking up with Game of Thrones actress Emilia Clarke in 2013 after 6 months together. So I don't know.
Dated Emilia Clarke for 6 months. Sexsmith?
According
I just almost called him
according
Sex
to the Daily
MacFarlane.
Mail.
Ew, no.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Although there were no PDAs, the couple looked very happy together. This is really funny because the description of the date just sort of veers into like changes lanes. Like whenever you're changing lanes and because you look at your phone and then you accidentally like veer into the other lane. This is what's happening in this story. It says Halston plays the devoted Lieutenant Alara Katan, the Orville's chief of security. She is a member of the Zelian race, which inhabits a high gravity planet, giving her greater than human strength. So if like I were accidentally reading this and thinking I was reading about Halston Sage, I would say, oh well, Lindsay, you didn't know she's a member of the Zelian race, which inhabits a high gravity planet, giving her greater than human strength.
Honestly, that's like more information about her than we have currently, so I'd take it. I have one tweet of hers that I think you would like that would make you fall in love with her, like Zac Efron. Ready?
You think I would like it?
I think when you see
Tell
this
me.
tweet, you'll be like, wow.
I love Halston Sage. It's a selfie of her in bed holding a mug of coffee with milk in it, and it says, my favorite drink in my favorite city. What city is she in? Where is her favorite city?
It's New York, I think. Just assume it's New York. It's fine.
What one person did you have on your wall when you were in high school?
Oh, no kidding. Tyra Banks. I had a poster.
Tyra.
She was in a purple bathing suit. Pretty cool.
In other relationship news, we were supposed to like plow through these, but we clearly can't plow through anything. This happened a while ago, but we didn't mention it. Rihanna and her billionaire boyfriend broke up. Hassan Jamil, they broke up after 3 years of dating.
Hassan Jamil.
We knew nothing about him aside from the fact that he dated Rihanna. They kept this quiet very well.
Rihanna keeps things private. Right. Rihanna's good at that.
But they broke up and that came out, which I was surprised about.
Yeah. So when that stuff happens and you assume, rightly or wrongly, that it's because like Rihanna wanted us to know this, like Rihanna wanted us to know that this is officially over. Otherwise, I don't think that it would be everywhere,
Rihanna's like, I'm single and ready to fuck.
Release the album. Or I'm single and ready to release the album.
Okay. Who else? What else happened?
Where's the album? Where is Stupid Love that I've never heard? Where is Rihanna's album, which is finished, by the way? She said it was finished.
This is not a podcast for that. This is a podcast for talking about Princess Love and Ray J, who are not together. They've been back and forth, but they are not together.
I don't. She
never
this.
forgave
See,
him.
this is cry wolf. Rihanna and Hassan Jamil keep things quiet. They don't make announcements. Princess Love and Ray J, all they do is define their relationship publicly.
That's true.
All they do is say yes we are, no we're not. Yes we are, no we're not. I don't believe this.
That's true. That's true.
And just because they are not together right now doesn't mean they won't be together tomorrow.
Okay, fine.
Who is Leticia?
My point. The reason I put this here, so this was on Boss Up yesterday. Super Bowl boot up. Lil Wayne and Leticia make their first outing as a couple. Lil Wayne and Leticia are dating. The reason why I put this here was because last night, aside from being the Super Bowl, was the premiere of Masked Singer season 3, which is now on apparently all the time. It's just on all year, which is distressful. It's just on 24/7 until either we run out of celebrities or we stop watching, which I hope people stop watching because I can't bear to guess these people anymore. The point is that just when I'd made these like broad, these big claims, like no one famous will ever be on Masked Celebrity, actually famous, contemporarily famous.
Take it off. Take it off. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? No! Weezy!
Last night, the first person kicked off was the robot, and it was Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne went on The Masked Celebrity. And here's my thing.
Masked Celebrity is what you called it? You write about this and you called
The
it
Masked
Masked
Singer.
Celebrity.
The Masked Singer.
The Masked Celebrity. Sounds like a
But
bad
here's what I'm saying
translation.
about Masked Singer is it's being ruined because I think the Lil Wayne thing was rigged. I think he was like,
Oh, it's
I'll
like a
go
publicity stunt?
on to promote my album, which
If
just
I
came
can be
out
out
if you knock me out first.
I don't know why we always cry. This we must leave and get undone. We must engage and rearrange and turn this planet back to one. So tell me.
I mean, that's all. That was always the rumor about the Dancing with the Stars
Right.
stuff, where it's like you can go
Right.
on and just get kicked off early if you want to do one
Right.
thing and get the press.
Exactly. Because
And we had callers,
Yeah.
we had reality producers, like assistants and producers, call in and say that absolutely happens. That is a thing that happens. You make agreements for certain amounts of weeks.
Right. So I just thought, so I was like, when I saw that happening, I was like, oh, is this a turning point for The Masked Singer where they have actually famous people on it? And then I realized, no, it's just like Lil Wayne had an album that came out. He's promoting it. He's at the Super Bowl with his new girlfriend. He's like doing stuff, and he's on The Masked Singer, which premiered right after it was the episode that happened right after the Super Bowl. So that's the biggest eyes opportunity for this show, and he got revealed. The biggest eyes.
I'm sorry, the kangaroo might be Jordan Woods. I'm
I
reading
know.
your thing
Oh my
on
God,
Vulture right
Bobby.
now. It might be
It's
Jordan Woods.
I think it is Jordan Woods.
Why do you think it's Jordan
Because
Woods?
the clues are like they're 100% Jordan Woods.
Oh, like most of you watching, I'm a survivor. I recently lost a person who held
Her
my family's
dad.
heart together. Then, by my own admission, I found myself in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons because
Yes,
of
and she
the
calls
cheating
them
scandal that wasn't
bullies.
really
She
cheating.
says like, I won't like fall prey to bullying. There's also like a tree with a gramophone. Her father who died was a sound engineer. Like they try and trick you by making her like an Australian kangaroo, but like I think that's just a misdirect. But the thing is, when she sang, she's like a good singer. That's what fucked me up. I spent like an hour looking through tweets being like,
I was reading about Leticia, who I've never
Uh-huh.
heard of, but apparently she's a model. She's a plus size model. That's her claim to
Okay.
fame. So she's like, I think she appears to be like one of the most like famous and prolific plus size models. Okay. So I'm reading about her, but one of the headlines of, 14 photos of Lil Wayne's maybe bae. I guess they've been rumored to have been dating for several months now since last
Mhm.
fall. The headline is thick. 14 photos of Lil Wayne's maybe bae,
Nice.
Leticia Thomas on Cassius.com. There she is.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Letitia if you are new here. Today I want to have a conversation with you guys about the diet and the weight loss industry. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Letitia if you are new here. So today I want to have a conversation with you guys about shopping in store and what your experiences are as a plus size woman or a fuller woman. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Letitia if you are new here. So I haven't really had a chance to sit down and talk to you guys since my last body positivity video. So today I wanted to actually talk about some things such as cellulite, stretch marks, dimples, and varicose veins.
Okay, so she's a model. I thought there'd be more about her, but there's
so
not.
that was just my lead in to talk about Lil Wayne getting unmasked on Masked Celebrity, and it was like kind of a maybe a turning point for the show, but I also don't think it's a turning point for the show at all. Maybe it's not.
As the Masked Singer
Yeah.
expert, do you know anything about are its ratings good? Are
Yeah, I
people
think
still
so.
watching this show?
I think so. Yeah, they rushed a third season. I mean, the second season was barely cold.
Yeah.
They rushed the third season. I think that they're just like, this is our Love Island. We gotta keep it moving until the wheels fall off.
You must dream of landing a spot like this, where you're not really an actress anymore. You really are just a host. You're a person.
Oh, you're talking about the
This must be the
judging.
dream
Yeah.
job. This must be being a judge on one of these shows because there are so many of them now. And maybe, I feel like these shows have a higher hit rate than like a sitcom
Did
or
you
something.
see Lego Masters hosted by Will Arnett?
I saw the ads for it, but I didn't know it finally premiered.
I mean, no, it didn't premiere. They're just putting the ads for it are everywhere now because Fox is pushing.
Yeah, because they used to. Maybe 3 months ago, all of my promoted tweets on my Twitter feed were like Lego Will Arnett, and it was like Lego Masters coming soon, and I thought it was fake.
Right. No, it's
because he's on the Lego show. He's in the Lego movie. That's why I think he got it.
Sure. But also, like, he's
like
free.
Lego Batman or
right?
something.
I mean, that's also right. He's also like available. Will Arnett is
Yeah.
like not. He's in the movie too. There are a lot of other people in that movie.
Oh my God. And you know what else this show has going for it? I'm looking at photos of the
What?
set. It's home edit aesthetic. The entire show is home edit aesthetic. Look at the photos
Are
of
the
the set.
Legos like
It looks
organized
like home edit.
by color?
They are organized by
Well, of
color
course.
in clear shit. I mean, it literally looks like I wouldn't be surprised if the home edit did
Well,
all
not
of
to go
this.
back on what I said about the home edit, but the only thing that can be organized by color in clear boxes is Legos. That makes sense to me. Like Legos, like can be like you can organize them like that.
Did you see Brad Pitt won the BAFTA and he made another joke about being single? I was like, Brad, you got to get new writers. This is just not interesting anymore. But I guess that's what we love. We love the catnip of Brad Pitt's like.
We're like, single Brad Pitt, yeah. Well, he knows we're horny for him. This is his big moment. Like, let him rock. You know, it's fine.
Did you see the photo of Angelina Jolie walking her dog
No.
recently? It was like all these photos, all these things. Everything was Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston touching hands, Brad Pitt talking about Jennifer Aniston when he accepts another award for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then in the middle of all of this, Angelina Jolie gets some press coverage because she's out walking her dog. And this is what the photo looks like.
Let me see. Oh, God. Can we move on to Rita?
To Rita?
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She posted what on Instagram? She's the Who Queen. Tens of people want to know all about the number one Who. Lindsay, Bobby, tell us now. What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman?
Okay, what is Rita up to? What is Rita up to?
You yawned.
Rita
Ora's on the cover of Love
a
magazine.
classic. She's actually on the cover. This is actually an issue that has many different covers. Not to reduce Rita's.
You're reducing it. You're reducing it. You're reducing it.
But the
Don't
issue
do
is
that.
called Chaos and Control, and there's like many different people on the cover of Love magazine. I think Love magazine
Clearly
I
a
think
reference
Love magazine
to
comes out
the place
maybe
Extreme
once a
Separation.
year.
No, I'm
It must
kidding.
come out once a year. Like
Yeah.
it barely once. You know, what I mean, this magazine does not come out that often.
Love comes out when people remember that Love needs
And
to
it's
come
like,
out.
yeah.
Love has no
Right.
schedule.
Love has no schedule.
Love's whole thing is like what? It's Love barely exists. It's clearly run on like some rich person's dime. They can release whenever they
Right.
want it.
Right.
She doesn't look like herself, I gotta say. This is a new look for Rita. To quote Rita Ora, the new look crooner is wearing a new look. This is new.
I mean, it looks great. She has
it just the
She
lighting?
has like a wig. They gave her a wig. I mean, it's just like a whole look. The lighting is good.
It's golden hour in the desert, so it's like
and
golden
I do
hour in
love,
the
you
desert.
know, what I love about Love magazine is like they assume everyone knows everyone, so it just says Rita. Like it just says Rita. I mean, we know who it is, but like
She can do that.
yeah,
She
but
can do
not
that.
in this wig.
If you're looking at a Love magazine, you know who Rita Ora
I guess
is.
if you have access to a Love, like if you're in the UK and you have access to a Love magazine, you know who Rita Ora is. It's true. Also on the different covers,
The most important thing in here.
Zendaya.
Oh,
Who
wait.
ella was on it? Bella.
Zendaya, come on, she's a them
Bella,
now.
Salma Hayek, Raph Law. Oh my God. Sienna Miller. Ever. Who's Ever? Oh my God. Who's Ever?
I don't know.
I search Ever. I get Everlane. It's not Everlane.
I love Rita's new tattoos.
You mean you love Zog?
Zog, because I didn't know that's what her mom called her.
Zog.
Her mom calls her Zog. She got the word Zog, Z-O-G, tattooed under her ear.
Yeah.
Her left
Uh-huh.
ear just says
Uh-huh.
Zog on her neck. Apparently that's what Vera
calls
calls her.
Rita Zog. That's so cute.
As a kid. It means
So she
little
got
baby bird in
Zog
Albania.
on her neck.
But then she also got two little birds. She got two little baby birds
Rita
in a
loves a
cage on her
tattoo.
arm.
I get it.
The little birds. I feel like you would like this tattoo. Lindsay just got a tattoo.
My
little
first
bee.
tattoo
It's cute.
ever. Oh, I like this. Oh, it's big. It's
Isn't that?
big
See, I
though.
told you would like this.
It's very
I was
big.
like, you would like this tattoo.
Or it looks like it takes up the whole
It's cute.
like circumference of the or like width of the arm. I know. After I got one tattoo, I
Yeah.
was like, I'm a tattoo connoisseur. I love tattoos. Like tattoos are my passion and my culture now.
I need to
I
get
love
a new
your
tattoo.
tattoo.
I love my tattoo, but I want another one now.
Now that I'm passionate about tattoos, I'm just like always on the lookout. I'm like, What's next?
What is this headline? I'm old. The Masked Singer's Jonathan Ross insists Natalie Cole gaff was a genuine mistake as he jokes that fellow judge Rita Ora is, quote, like working with a child.
This is two things mushed together, basically. One of Rita's Masked Singer.
Natalie Cole?
Well, he guessed one of the Masked Singers was Natalie Cole, but she's dead, so it couldn't be Natalie Cole.
Oh.
So he was like, is it Natalie Cole? And everybody was like,
oh my God.
She's dead. Not alive. But I do love that this Daily Mail smushed it together with calls Rita Ora a child, working with a child. Rita Ora is definitely the most professional person on that panel. Let's be fucking real. I don't want to hear.
Okay, he's specifically just being ageist because there's no way Rita Ora is not a professional. She's more professional than anyone on that show.
She's had more jobs than
Jonathan Ross.
She's had more jobs than anyone I know.
You don't get as many jobs as Rita Ora unless you are good at those jobs.
That's
unless
true.
you are reliable. Okay?
Yes.
That's I think maybe Rita Ora's number one quality.
Also, do you know who it was revealed to be? Not Natalie Cole.
No, who was it?
It was Khalees.
Oh, right, Khalees.
It was Khalees.
You were talking about
Khalees. Because I was like kind of surprised that Khalees was on The Masked Singer. But maybe I'm not surprised Khalees was on The Masked Singer at this point. I don't know.
The Masked Singer UK, by the way.
Masked Singer's really fucking with my who's and them scale. Like it really like fucks with me, you know?
I'm just making sure that Rita Ora hasn't done anything else since last night. Let's look at her Instagram really fast and make sure. This was posted one day ago.
You really could never know.
It's a photo of her getting her glam on backstage at Masked Singer in her like cute dress, and it says at Masked Singer UK day 6 with guest judges. You don't want to miss the surprises. Send me all your guesses.
Okay, so she's still plugging away The Masked Singer.
My favorite thing, before we end this, she also loves J-Lo. She Instagrammed the Super Bowl halftime show, which was cute. Women supporting women. But a thing that's really funny about this Masked Singer rollout, which is really great for Rita, is that the way she's revealing this host thing, she's like Masked Singer day 6, like Masked Singer day whatever. They shot the show like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
They shot the whole thing 30 years ago in 1 week.
It's been 100 years. You're right. It's been 100 years since this was filmed. Yeah.
And she is doing such a good job rolling this stuff out.
Right.
You know, like saving, or her people are, you know. That's another great thing about Rita. She's so good. She's so on the ball when it comes to her social media.
Yeah, I know. We need a social media. We need to read a social media person. Can we? Do you think they're? Do you think they want a like extra gig to do ours too?
Yeah. Still my dream. My dream. Getting every who and them we've ever talked about on a spreadsheet. Whether or not every celebrity, delegating them as categorizing them as either a who or them, and then making a single serve website where you just type in a name and it says who or them whenever you click enter.
If you say that, someone's gonna try and do that.
We could actually make that spreadsheet like the CSV file pretty easily, I bet. Just like sit there one day, go through, like type in every celebrity at all
times. Don't make
time.
a promise. Subscribe to our Patreon.
I'm not making a promise. I'm vocalizing a dream I have that will require a lot of work on our end.
It will require so much work. Okay, let's end this episode. Speaking of doing work,
Thank you for listening to Who Weekly. Thank you for watching Katie Keene on CW. Thank you to CW for being a true patron. If you want to be a patron as well, go to patreon.com/Who Weekly. You will get weekly bonus episodes, not monthly anymore. They are weekly bonus episodes. Oh my God, isn't that great? And then that's great. So go to patreon.com/Who Weekly. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. That is where the good stuff happens. And please, most importantly, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, because that's how people find out about our show. And when they're like, should I listen to this? And then you click on it and you're like, ooh, look at all these reviews. The Hooligans wrote great reviews. So keep doing that. Thank you so much. Have a great week. We'll see you on Friday on an episode of Who's There. Call 619-WHO-THEM to leave a question, comment, or concern, and we might address your show on one of the future episodes. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
You will trailer.
Yo, they wanna know. Hey. Mia. Hey. Come on. Hey. Who is that?
Today's episode of Who Weekly is brought to you by the CW. Katie Keene premieres Thursday, February 6th at 8/7 Central, or stream free the next day on the CW app.